Good news, oh, Nnamdi Kanus release declared as Tinubu is finally set to grant him freedom has requested. Yes, so make una tell me something. Yes, so the freedom of the IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu has finally come. I told you people that it will work out. That this movement that Shore has taken up will work out. And now they work out. So it has not been long. This movement just started today, early this morning. Shore and the lawyers to Nnamdi Kanu and lawyer Ijimako, then Barrister Okpara and others, were spotted on the streets of Abuja in agitation, requesting for the freedom of the IPOB leader. A lot of people were like, is this Shore's other way of campaigning for presidency? A lot of my colleagues online started, criticizing that. But I was optimistic and very, very, realistic. I tried to understand, their own point of view. I agree with them, but at a point I realized that Shore was still, doing Igbo some good. In as much as he's still trying to use the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu to climb up to that very political level that will help him achieve that presidential seat. He is also trying to help Igbo and the IPOB members for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, what is happening right now as we speak is that now the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu is about to happen. We spoke about these political means, but a lot of people said no, it's not possible that let's maintain it this way. But now that political means ain't going to work out now. When one voice of freedom is silenced, everyone's voice grows weaker. And when one African cage is open, many cage is also declared open. He said, Africa deserves it. Those words struck me deeply. I urged him to use his country's diplomatic government. I made it clear, that the goal is not interference, but mediation, not pressure. I said, help Nnamdi Kanu using this very means, but many never listened. Now, this will bring a lasting peace and a lasting solution to your administration. My dear listeners, this warning is actually coming from the Igbo veterans. Yes, from the Igbo US veterans. They are, trying to reveal to us many times. They try to call Tinubu to order. The kind of words they used for him, both in parables, in poetry, in poetic, and also they try to advise Tinubu, but Tinubu never paid attention to any of this. Yes. Now, the Russian president response gave me hope that the world is beginning to understand Africans' new tone. We are no longer, under permission to be free. We are asserting our right to live in dignity. Kanus' case has become more than a legal issue. It is now a moral issue for Nigeria, for Africa, and for all who claim to stand for justice. If we unite to ensure his fair release and human treatment, then all will unite and redefine African destiny. Yes, but out of duty, history will not forgive silence when justice calls. I believe that one day soon, Africa will look back and remember this moment as the turning point when nations began to act with conscience. We began to listen to Africa not as a subject but as a partner for Nnamdi Kanu, and for every voice silenced by power. We will not stop until freedom and fairness triumph. I listened to his recent teachings, dying inside that the only thing that can grant Nnamdi Kanu freedom is genuinity. Those words actually gave me a strong push. He claimed, "Oh, my dear listener, no leader with a conscience can ignore such a cry." When I heard him speak of death and despair. I felt the pain of every African must be heard. Oh my God. My dear listeners, this is very touching word. Now, his voice reminded me of Barrister Lumumba, Sankara, and Kuma. Yes, this very barrister actually was the barrister that spoke over the trial of Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. Barrister Lumumba, after all said and done, Barrister Lumumba, discovered that yes, that the freedom of the IPOB leader is paramount, and so it deserves to be released. He has sent series and note of warning to Tinubu that he should try to obey the law, or else the Kenya government will take the bull by the horn and help Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya, where he was extradited from. My dear listeners, those words are very striking. Yes, they reminded me that justice in the Western concept matters a lot, especially in Africa, where oppression will wear new faces. Now, I told him that Africa is not asking for pity, nor for external rescue. We are asking for fairness, for mutual respect, and for space to define our destiny. Nnamdi Kanu's struggle may have been born in Nigeria, but the spirit behind it lives in every African who refuses to be silent in the face of justice. I emphasize that his detention, despite court rulings and international spills, is eroding trust in African democratic process. It tells the world that in the African, justice can still be ignored when it becomes inconvenient to those in power. That is a dangerous message, one that undermines every effort we are making to build a strong, credible, and genuine government, the Russian president claims. Oh, beautiful. You see, these very words are very, very powerful words if you give it a close look and a close check. You understand that the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu already has been, confirmed. And one of my commenters said that he doesn't want I think no, Showore said so. Showore said it this morning during his protests with the lawyers to Nnamdi Kanu. He said he doesn't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released with pardon. He said he doesn't want pardon for Nnamdi Kanu. He said what he wants is total freedom, unconditional release, a release without any condition, without the condition of when you are needed in court, you must make sure you make yourself available and come to court. When you are needed in detention, make sure you make yourself available for detention. All of those conditions. He said he doesn't want any of those conditions, and which is true. That is what these words are trying to pass to the public. In Africa, in Nigeria, in fact, the way we approach legal matters, is now becoming very, very unfair. We no longer respect the rule of law. We no longer respect the law that we claim that is guiding and safeguarding this very country. The same law that placed you people to that very seat that you are. You no longer pay attention to those laws. You no longer respect those laws, and you expect the Nigerians to respect those laws. It's a waste of time. A waste of time. Tinubu, all of this is a message for you to do the needful. Ozugbo, release Nnamdi Kanu, because the world are watching you. Yes, sir. The world are watching you. Please, dear listeners, help share this video. Let it go viral. Let everyone have a clip of it and be aware of this evil. Thank you.